friends of the Northern Entertainment, and welcome to the very first episode of my DCS series. I bought DCS, as you probably know, and if you've seen the last Coffee with the Northerns, you are well aware of that I bought DCS when I was on sale at on Steam, and I bought the Huey, which is what we are flying today. It's a beautiful helicopter. It is beautifully modeled. The systems are just simulated in a way that is amazing. I'm not sure how well the flying will go because, well, I watched the tutorial videos and I did the startup tutorial. However, I did not fly yet because I wanted to leave that impression of the flight. I wanted to share this experience with you guys. I don't know why I'm getting so bad frames when I look in this direction. Maybe because of all the aircrafts that are over there, but I'm not sure. However, I don't want to get too long here into talking and not enough action. Don't want to lose your attention, so we're gonna get right to it. I am going to use a simplified checklist before starting checklist. I do actually have it printed out here with me, so we're gonna go quickly over it. The DC circuit breakers are already checked because this is supposedly not the first flight of the day. Now for us it is not only the first flight of the day, it's just the first flight ever. So this is going to be quite interesting. As you guys probably know, I was in Army Aviation, not as a pilot, but I was within the 35th Regiment that worked on worked on the CH-53. I have my door gunner training and as well as observer training, and was in these positions. I was a sergeant, so avionics or aviation is in my blood. So I hope that I will do halfway decent. But without further ado, let's get to it here. Let's get started. We start obviously with the overhead panel, and that says the dome light switch as required. Well, we do not need the dome light right now because it is day. AC power switch is set at follow. The phase switch on AC. So that is set. Inverter switch is off. That is set as well. DC power switches, main gen switch is on, and cover down. The VM is on essential bus. Right now it's on essential bus. That is done. Starter gen switch is on start. That is done. Bat switch is on. At this point. We're going to turn the alarm off because, well, it's the low RPM alarm, and, well, as you can see, this is a very low RPM, so obviously it would go off at this point. So now ground power unit, we don't have that one. Fire warning indicator light is working. Central pedestal. And here we go as follows. Avionics equipment is off or as desired. We're not gonna worry about all the avionic equipment right now because that would take way too long. Plus I have no idea what settings we need right now, to be honest with you. Because as I said, I just got this game and this is gonna be my first flight, so we just go through a simplified checklist. So avionics equipment is off. External storage jettison handle is safe. It's that one here. Dispenser control panel is set to switch is safe. Safe there. Switch is safe Jettison switch is down and covered. That is the case. Main fuel switch. Oh no, now we go to governor switch. The governor switch is set to... The governor switch is set to auto. DI switch is off. It's off. Fuel switch is set as follow. Main fuel on. All other switches off. That is the case. Caution panel light. I'm gonna test those now. That is working. Gonna reset. Hydraulic continuous switch is on. Force trim is on. And chip detector switch is on both. Flight controls. Let's get my feet on the pedals here. It's always the biggest fun for tall pilots. Alright, that is done. And with that, we are getting to the interesting phase here. First, we're gonna roll the throttle to full power, then we roll it back to idle. Next, ignition switch. We're gonna hit that one on. Now, be aware that there is actually no key like in the real one, that is not implemented here, but that is okay. We just wanna press the start switch, which we're gonna do now. And before we do that, we want to look at our gas producer here, as well as our time. And we want to make sure that within 40 seconds the rotor blades start turning. So I'm gonna hit the starter switch now. As you can see, the gas producer is coming up. And once the gas producer is at 15, we should start seeing the rotor blades turn. If not, we have a problem. Yep, that is the case. We are now at 30 seconds. And the RPMs are coming up. And 45 seconds. Can let go of the starter. Now we want to make sure that our RPM is going to settle. Well, first we let the machine warm up, which is gonna be around, well, in a real one you would let it for about 2 minutes. Meanwhile, we can set our lights. Obviously not those. What we need is anti-collision on, and we're gonna go for flash. So while we wait for the machine to warm up, I'm gonna show you guys our machine from the outside. And at this point I'm gonna roll the throttle to normal or to full. Oh, the sounds are just beautiful. Absolutely amazing. So we want to make sure that we are at 6600 RPM, which we are at this point. We are almost ready to go. What I obviously want to do is at this point turn the audible alarm on again. No. Should maybe scroll in. So that is on. With that, we are ready for takeoff. I am going to take the helicopter out. We're gonna go on around 500 feet straight out here. Then we are going to go into a left-hand pattern. Or actually, I think yeah, we're gonna go left-hand pattern. And well, this is the plan anyway. As you know, this is gonna be the first flight, so maybe there won't be anything happening. But I have a pretty good idea of what I have to do. I know a little bit about how a helicopter flies, so we'll see how much of the theory is stuck with me, because it's been a while since I'm out of the army. So let's just see how well this is gonna turn out. Don't. And we were up and running. Yep, this is definitely a very close approximation of the actual flight characteristics. Because just holding this here in a little hover is quite the task. So we want to go ahead here and start our run down the runway. And in a way, a helicopter also takes off like a plane, and you're gonna see that as soon as we hit around 25 knots, you're gonna notice some shaking, and that shouldn't be too violent, but you will also see, while I don't have to... we're coming now into that ETL, into the transitional lift phase. As you can see the shaking, and you can also hear the different pitch in the blades. And if you follow me on Snapchat, then today you would have heard that, because I had actually a UH1 from our airport take off, and he was having a pretty good demonstration of that. Now, as you can see here, as soon as I hit the 25 knots, we are actually now with the helicopter in clean air, and without me raising the collective, I am actually taking off. I can at this point pretty much leave the tail torque, the pedals alone. I do not have to exert any tail rotor authority. So, as I said, we are now at 190 feet, and I'm gonna go a little bit higher, maybe just 250, and then we're gonna go here into a left-hand pattern. This was actually way better than I expected it, to be honest, for the first flight. But and as you probably can tell, I do not have my track IR on. So we're gonna go here out a little bit over the town. And reason being is, it seems that as soon as I bring the nose a little bit back up, I want to trim, or I want to have the throttle set, or the collective set, I'm sorry, the collective that way that we are on a level flight around 80 knots is as the optimum. Right now we are a little bit faster, but that's okay. So we're gonna use the outer marker as our point where we line up as our visual reference point. The outer marker you can see out there, the little building about 1,300 feet from the runway. And what a beautiful model that is. Oh, it's a little bit windy there. But the sound is just amazing. So we're gonna start now here following those power lines for a bit. I know this is not really a traffic pattern, but at the moment I'm just happy that I'm in the air, to be honest with you guys. And I'm not gonna jump right on combat missions. I am going to do some flight training, just as you would in real life, because I wanna... No way, is that a train? That looks almost like a train. Let's buzz the train. Let's have some fun, shall we? Why not? Let's have some fun. That looks almost like a train. Yeah, sure enough, that is a train. Well, enough fun, guys. Let's get back up. Now, of course, I lost completely all sense of direction here. I definitely don't want to be too slow, because otherwise hover in that height is not the best idea. Oh boy, I'm close to overspeed, so we absolutely don't want that. Gonna lower the collective. Which forces us to bring the nose back up. Take the cyclic back. And therefore lose height. And I am just going to find a nice spot to bring her down. We will actually now go out and line up with our outer marker, like I planned to do in first place. We are at 500 feet, which is okay. That's about where I want it to be. I'm not gonna lose sight of you again there. Now, as you can see, and if you guys are probably not new to this either, the cyclic never really stands still. During a flight, you're always making fine adjustments, and the closer you get to landing and to a hover, the closer actually, or the more of an adjustment you have to do, just to keep the machine or the aircraft okay. I don't want to go too crazy here with the speed. Now I want to bring her about 80 knots and about 500 feet per minute. A little bit fast here. And as I'm slowing down and going lower, you will see that I will have to give more and more left pedal. Okay, we are still too high, so I'm gonna descend a little bit faster. However, bringing the nose up a little bit more aggressively. This is not ideal because now I'm also getting problems with my frames. That's more like it. Now we have to be very careful because we don't want to get too slow too soon. And I have to very aggressively raise the collective here right away, because otherwise we're just gonna fall down like a stone. As you noticed here, I had to give more pedal because we are now in the phase. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not the way I wanted that, but that's okay. We are slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, and I had to actually, you didn't see it, but I had to raise the collective quite a bit, and as you probably see here, I'm giving quite a bit of left pedal too, to correct the helicopter's attitude. And as you can also see, the closer I get, no, I don't want to go back into the ETL. I want to go to a nice stop here and slowly bring the helicopter down, lowering the collective, lowering the collective, lowering the collective. Hovering is one of the hardest things to do with a helicopter. And kiss the earth. Just like that. Well guys, there you have it. We landed. Not quite, not, well, it's my first landing, so far my best landing, but now we're gonna roll the throttle to idle again. And let the RPM come down. As you can hear now, the low RPM warning is on, so I turn that off. And the systems are now cool enough, so we can press the inhibit button here and just roll the throttle to cutoff. Well guys, I thank you so much for joining me here on my first flight, a little familiarization flight with the UH1. Things didn't quite as planned, but things seldom do. So I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and I hope you will join me the next time when I am going to do some more advanced flight maneuvers, do some more hovering, try to do roof pickups or something like that. I'll find something to do for us, and yeah, so this is gonna be quite fun, and especially once we get into the realm of target practice and then eventually flying sorties. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless you.